doing the same things?
With our offense, I'm not too much what play is called. It's whatever's called, I'm going to go execute it to the best of my ability. So last week, everybody knew that we were going to have to run the ball. As terrible conditions and stuff like that. So you have to run the ball. You have to go do it the best you can and come out with a win. It wasn't pretty, but it's a win's a win. So
how much veto power does Jake have at the line to adjust what you're going to do on a route? Or, I mean, how much flexibility is there once the play call is in that he has to kind of change what you guys are going to do?
They trust Jake a lot, and he's super smart and knows how to put us in the best situation possible. So he's got some flexibility. I mean, not total power, but there's a lot he can do and change at the line to put us in the best situation.
So you're no stranger to it, Florida being a rivalry. How is it different, or is it different here?
Well, it's a neutral site. It's a neutral site game every year, so you're not playing out the swamp. You're not playing, at home. So it kind of, in that aspect, is a little bit different. But Florida's a tough team. Always a good defense. So it's going to be a dogfight, and we're going to have to play well.
What would you say about the swamp? Your teammates have never played. Has anybody ever asked you what it was like, and what were your experiences like there as far as road venues?
Anywhere in the SEC is just pretty tough to play on a road game. So I'd put it up there as one of the tougher places, but I never let that stuff affect me too much.
Eli, what did you think of hearing some boos the other night? Not directed at you, but the Georgia football team, or maybe probably more the coaches. But as a college player, is that just par for the course, or were you a little taken aback by that?
I was a little taken back, but at the end of the day, the guys in here are family, and we know what we're capable of, and we know what we're doing. I love the fans, and they've been great, all year. But we're going to keep doing what we can to win, and if that's continue to do what we're doing, then we're going to do that. So we appreciate their support, and we hope that they stay there to support us. So I'm not too heavy weighed in on that.
You played for a coach that ended up getting fired at Tennessee. Were there boos up there when you were playing?
Yeah, there was a few a couple times, but I guess it's a little bit different situation.
How tough are those perimeter blocks when we see you making those in the open field? As far as the responsibilities a tight end has, where does the perimeter block ranks on the difficulty schedule?
They're tough because those guys on the perimeter are shifty, usually a little bit quicker than us at tight end. So that's actually one thing that being a little bit smaller tight end kind of gives you an upper hand at, gives you a little flexibility to be out there to do that. So I think it's difficult, but it's something that we're all capable of doing.
And being a new guy, coach was asking about you guys, the way you got to dress up, going to dog walk and everything. Being a new guy, who's in your opinion are the best dressers on this team?
There's a lot of guys that dress pretty sharp. Swift's always got something good going on. Well, really all the running backs are looking pretty sharp. Tight end room, we don't really care too much what we look like, but that's just how we roll.
What about the O-lineman?
O-lineman,
Who's the best dressed O-lineman?
Oof. Andrew Thomas brings it a lot, so yeah, they're doing well, and they're taking a big business approach pretty serious. So,
how do you think guys responded when they heard you booing going into halftime the other day?
I'd assume most of us just blocked it out. We didn't talk about it really. We do what we do, and we know that the only people that really matter are the ones in that locker room. So while the fans are great and they give us momentum during a game, at the same time you can't take too much, invest too much into what they're doing, because at the end of the day, it's the guys in the locker room that matter.
How common is that? I guess you were on some teams at Tennessee that might have incurred the wrath of
it happens. It happens when the fans are happy. They'll do that, and we don't look too much into it. At the end of the day, we won the football game, and winning an SEC game is never easy. So we'd like it if it didn't happen, but again, if it does, we don't look into it too much.
Is it human nature that, I guess you were on some, you'd always compare it to when you were at Tennessee or whatever, but that's your frame of reference. Like, sometimes there's a snowball effect, and when things go bad, they go bad. But at Georgia, the last few years, they've kind of had a rallying effect when they lose. Is that just a matter of talent, or is it something else that makes a difference there?
You could see in our practices after that loss to South Carolina that we were all hungry, and it sucks that it did take something as severe as that. But again, I don't think we went into that game, lackadaisical. I think it was just one of those, any given Sunday, anybody can win. So I guess to answer your question, no. Going into every game, you're expecting to win, and you're expecting to play your best, and sometimes it just doesn't go that way. But we're practicing harder than ever now, so I'm excited for the next 5 weeks.
Where have you made your biggest gains, Eli, since coming to the Georgia football program, do you think, as a player?
I would honestly say perimeter blocking is one of the biggest things that I've learned to do, and I honestly think the whole tight end room. I wasn't asked to do it a whole lot at Tennessee, so when I got here, it was a big part of the offense. So we practiced it a lot, and you have to be good at it because you got to get the play started. So I'd say that was the biggest area of improvement for not just me, but I think the whole tight end room.
And then just as far as your performance to date, I know everybody wants to catch passes, but there's only so many balls to go around. Are you pretty pleased with your production to this point and contributions?
Yeah, the amount of snaps I've been playing has been a bunch, and on a team like Georgia, you can't ask for a whole lot more. So whatever they ask me to do, I'm going to do it the best I can, and those snaps and reps, there's only so much of those to go around too. So if it's blocking the perimeter or catching passes, whatever it is, I'm going to do it to the best of my ability, and I'm going to be totally happy with it.
Eli, a Georgia State legislators proposing that college athletes in the state be able to profit from their name, image, and likeness. California had a similar deal. Is that something? I know your college career is about to end, but is that something you think as time has come?
Yeah, I really don't have an opinion on it. Like you said, I mean, my career is about over. I honestly haven't even thought about it much at all. I'll let the legislator take care of that. So it's not something I've thought about.
Eli, when it comes to the offense, there are a lot of folks concerned about the past 2 games have gone. I know that the Kentucky game was wet, but I mean, do you guys have problems on offense? Not necessarily person to person, obviously, but I mean, what would you say to somebody that expresses concern over the way the offense has played the last couple of games?
I would say there's no reason to worry because, I mean, if you look at the South Carolina game, we had almost 500 yards of offense. It was just one thing led to another. There's we turned the ball over, and the turnover margin is one of the biggest stats for winning and losing games. So, and like you said, Kentucky, it was a monsoon, it was raining. It's hard to throw the ball in those conditions. So we made the run game work, and we came away with a win. So I don't know what more you can ask for from an offense than to win in SEC games. So we hold ourselves to a high standard, and we're never pleased, but I'm not concerned. I like where we're at, and I think we're going to keep getting better.
You have a question?
How do you guys, avoid that happening again though against Florida? In terms, it's been run heavy the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, take care of the ball. We didn't take care of the ball, and anytime you turn the ball over 4 times, I think the record in the SEC for turning the ball over 4 times is very little. Winning games. So we can't turn the ball over. Take care of it, and whatever the coordinator calls, we got to execute that to the best of our ability.
Last question.
2 seconds, take one more. Kirby was out here being critical of the defense yesterday. They pitched a shutout. We're going to ask about kind of the high standard around here because when you guys had your best game as an offense, I don't know if that was against Arkansas State or whoever, do you come back in the film room and they find a lot of things that you guys can still do better? Is that kind of the standard here?
Yeah, there's always room for improvement, and then any great football team, you're not going to be happy with a performance because until you do everything right and perfect, there's always room for improvement, and nobody's ever perfect. So we hold ourselves to a super high standard. The coaches hold us to a high standard, and that's what you want out of a coaching staff is to always improve.
Thank you.